Hello and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the shit show that is also known as F3. And not a full grid this evening. Interestingly enough, in F3, we're missing the Haas terrorists. We still have the V-carbs. Our Romanian torpedoes, but Max Jr. Brzezinski is not here, and neither is Callum Ogden. And that will be sure to mean it'll be a cleaner race tonight than expected. Everyone guaranteed a point this evening, apart from one person who will inevitably DNF. But yes, 13 drivers on the track. Canada, very famous circuit, as we all know. Always a bit of a chaotic race, kind of akin to Singapore, where you're almost guaranteed a safety car on this track. So we'll see what these fine specimens do here. As we have the legend himself, Mr. Charlie Gordon, in the Aston Martin. He's going to be the first driver to get us underway, I think. As we're right on board with him on the run there to turn one, DRS wide open. Hot lap mode activated. Has to be careful here not to run over any pigeons or lizards, whatever it was, between Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton just a few years ago. And into the tricky section here in sector 1, where you have to be very, very careful not to invalidate. Plenty of corners on this track where you can do so. Now DRS about to be wide open again for the second time in this lap, as is naturally a purple sector 1. Now down to an infamous corner here where you've seen many shunts over the years, many in the Ero, many in real life, have to be just kissing the curbs here. I think Mick Schumacher famously binned the car here quite badly when he was in the hot seat in 2021. Now, onto the hairpin, also known as Le Pringle. Don't ask me why. And it's a long back straight here now, swooping down with DRS. Difficult to overtake cleanly going into the wall champion chicane. But if you can get the move done just beforehand. And speaking of the wall champions, our first victim this evening is Charlie, who's going to set the fastest lap so far with a 109.785. Next, behind him, is the invalidated Matteo Mettone, the newest driver in Ero, who's going to be crossing the line. We've got a cohort of drivers. I'm trying to find, I think it's Camo or it's Axel. Oh, wait, what's going on? And Andrei Feschenko sets in the 110s. I'm trying to find this person crossing the bloody line. It is Axel Foley, he's invalidated. Next then you have the sandbag rows in Mark Anderson. He's going to be in the 110s again. David Ann now also in the 109s now for him. Winning in F3 last week. There was cries of them sandbagging in F5. They have been found to be true. Championship rival to Callum Morris. Ronaldinho, Kamil Pliszczyk in the 109.8s. Speaking of Callum Morris, he's in the 109.2s and he's just dumped that on the field. So everyone competing now for those precious tickets for the F125 raffle. If you win your tier, you get something like 15 tickets. Quite a few. As Matei is already starting to give out to... I don't know who he's giving out to. He's giving out to somebody. I think Andre for something. Anyway. As Camel shared with me this evening in his little pre-race message of conduct, I suppose, is our goated standings editor is Kamil Pliszczyk. He says, don't get penalties, you get points. And I think there couldn't be a truer saying on this track. This track is all about getting penalties. And staying out of trouble means you will score more points. That's as simple as that. Aaron Stone crossed the line in P1 and F5, but had 28 seconds of penalties. Alex Theodore invalidating this lap. He's in the 109s as well. So, to be honest, apart from Callum Morris, the grid is quite close. In F3, very, very close. From P1 all the way down to P8, separated by less than half a second. It's good to see. Camel's just not had a good season of it in F3. He's probably closer to F4 pace. Considering he was so quick last season in F3, though, he's winning races. Even when he was an F5 driver, so interesting to see there. Oh, I'm a bit tired. It's been a long day. Where's Lex Hod? Normally Lex is in the chat asking me questions about my life. Lex, come out wherever you are. And as we see Axel here missing the wall of champions. As Charlie Gordon says himself and Matei said the same second sector. I think the best race of the season so far in F3 has to have been Jeddah. Instant classic in F3. Probably the banger of the season. Like it was a very, very good race. It was 4 drivers who could have won that race. It was great to see. And then a fairy tale ending by Max Blazinski, who, it must be said, if Camel or Ronaldinho ends up losing this title this season by a slim margin, I think Max is going to have a few words to apologise to Camel for, because it was a bit unfounded now. It was a bit unnecessary, that last little incident there in the final lap into the bus stop chicane last week between the two Polishmen. We were discussing in the admin chat what to do, actually. Were we just going to give Camel the win? Because essentially Camel would have won if it wasn't for that. But we elected not to. But these things happen. These things happen. That's racing. It's not the first time Max has done something stupid, though. Because he has done that before. He did to Ivan Belov in, I think it was Hungary last season or the season before. I think it was last season. Just straight away murdered him. Andrei Feschenko, though, getting back to the real world, setting the fastest Sector 1 out of anybody. As there's a bit of chaos in F4, as always. Yes, last week was a bit of a... What is going on here? There's talks of declaring attendance and stuff. Are they full in F4? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14... I think that's 16 drivers. Why are they stopping people from racing? So just under 9 minutes to go in qualifying here. 35 lap race, so it is a bit of a long one. It was quite long in F5, to be honest. It went on for quite a while. As Andrei Feschenko in the 109.5s, so it's a Williams 1-2 at the moment. And Matei currently in P3, Charlie Gordon in P4, David Ann in P5, Ronaldinho in P6, Mike Anderson in P7, Alex Tudor in P8, Macaulay Beard in P9, Matteo Mattioni in P11, Camel in P12, and Axel Foley in P13.
Oh, used to.
Zhao is still in the party. And 7 minutes to go now. As I could have been on my phone, sorry. And Yeast, with no practice, currently sitting in P11. So, top three. Now, wait a second. What is going on here? Fat Ronaldo in P2. Fat Ronaldo in P2. Matei in P4. Charlie Gordon in P5. I think Charlie, for him, his highlight of the season has to be that one stop he did in Miami in the Hard Tires Band. That was a good little race, actually. Something we'll be implementing in the future. Some good plans already for next season. Well underway, well into the lab. We are the admin team thinking how to integrate these reverse tracks into the Ero calendar. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. We can just see it already. I don't know how Austria could ever have been taught a bit of reverse track. It just doesn't make sense to be like, what, turn one now is going to be that sharp left-hander? And then, yeah, it's just going to be weird. Silverstone will be an interesting one. I think that's basically a completely new track in the game. The Silverstone one is pretty nice. And then what's the third track again? Is it Australia? Or Bahrain or something like this? But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what that's like. Anyway, moving back on. The two kicks are in P7 and P8. And speaking of the two kicks, David has gone to P5 now. And Fat Ronaldo is out on the track and he is attacking. With 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session in F3. Just 3 races left this season. And what's been quite a topsy-turvy season. I think people are just ready for the new game at this point as well. There is an element of that too. DRS wide open here now for Mateus as he is on the run down. It's that quite well dressed turns 13 and 14, I think, or something like that, or somewhere in that bracket. As I have a message from David Clark here saying he wants to jump into F3. And Mateus not quick enough to challenge Callum. Callum just under 2 tenths clear. 3 minutes to go now as Andre's in P4. Ronaldinho's in P3. Lex Hod has arrived. I have not checked the comments yet. Let's have a look here and see what Lex is saying to us. As always, every Friday night this man terrorizes me. Oh, hello there, tired. Yes, David, I think I am. I am tired, Lex. Yes, I've been working every day this week since 8 o'clock. I'm getting home at like 7, so I'm a bit sleepy. Well, anyway, we ball 2 minutes to go in qualifying. And at the moment, I can't see past Mr. Callum Morris for pole position. How was your week, Lex? Did you have fun in... Are you in university? High school? I don't know what you actually do. You're an enigma. You're just an agent of chaos in ERO. It's all you are to me. A little agent of chaos. Anyway, 1 3/4 of a minute to go in qualifying. And Ronaldinho is going to come out now, but is he going to set a second outlap? That is the question. As he's trying to warm up his tyres now. I see him nicely weaving here quite smoothly. And no, he's going to go now. So this is going to be Camel's final attempt, unless he invalidates. But I don't think he's got enough time to get around again. As round turns 1 and 2, he goes now. Oh, and he's at a big slide there, and the exit a 2. And he probably is going to just abandon this lap and try and race to the line here. As David Ann has finished for qualifying. Is the rain coming? Is it raining? As always, his questions. So, I don't know how it is in the UK, but in the Netherlands we call it HBO. HBO is a television channel, but as Callum Morris is retired, he doesn't think anybody's going to beat his time. And Ronaldinho is pushing on, even with this really, really wide turn 3. So, what is a HBO? So, if finish my study, I can work. So, you're like in the last year of high school or last year of university? Interesting. Anyway, Camel here, he's not going to be challenging for pole, so what's he going to be doing? He's going straight into the bits. Right, interesting. Now, next up, Charlie Gordon, he's retired. Alex Theodore, is he going to get a few places now due to the chaos that is ongoing behind him? There's just 2 drivers left. It's Alex and Matteo, as Matteo's invalidated as well. So we're just waiting for the Romanian torpedo, the original torpedo of ERO, sailing through these corners here, down on the run down to the hairpin. Is he going to be improving his time? Can he pip Mark Anderson for P8, or maybe his teammate for P7, or David for P6? That is the question here. Long DRS zone coming up on the back straight. It's not going to be the most exciting events to qualifying here as we go into the wall of champion chicane. Alex decides not to kiss the wall this time, like the goat he is, using as much of the track as possible instead of as little as the track. But that's good enough for P5. Well done, Mr. Theodore. Well done. Now just keep it on the track, keep it out of the wall. Great result from him. And that's qualifying done and dusted. Callum Morris will be on pole position. I think he only had 1 qualifying lap. Then Mateusz Kozinski, Fat Ronaldo in P2, Ronaldinho in P3, so it's a Polish 2-3. Then Andrei Faschenko completes the second grid, or second row, sorry. Alex Theodore and Charlie Gordon, then David and Matei, Mark and Matteo, Camel, Yeast and Axel round out the rest of the grid. 35 laps around the circuit de Gilles de Villeneuve coming up shortly in F3. Max Verstappen is rated 95 in this new F1 25 game. Interesting. And then the rest of the grid are basically like all within 2 points of each other. apart from Piastri being robbed with an 87. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but anyway. And we're just waiting for people to get their setups finalized and yada yada yada. You know the drill, and we're about to get underway and racing. God knows what's going to happen now this week. MBO. Anyway, red lights are on the way. We are away. It's been held for a while, and we are away in racing. I don't think Callum's gotten the best of starts there. And Mateus is already closing in on him. However, he's not going to be too close enough to make a move. Andre getting a pass. Ronaldinho dropping down to P. He's dropping loads of paces. Ronaldinho's into the back of the grid. As Charlie Gordon up to P4. He's battling with Alex Theodore for P5. As a yellow flag. As Ronaldinho is somehow recovered. And his compatriot Mateus. Fat Ronaldo's at the back of the grid as well. Oh my god, it's been a disastrous start for Poland. It's been an amazing start for Williams as they're gone to 1-2. Andrei Fashchenko up 3 places, I think, on the start, 2 places. Charlie Gordon as well. V-Carb also having an amazing start here up to P4 and 5, respectively. Then the kicks, not with the best of starts. Matteo with not a bad start either. He's got a good debut race so far. All half lap of it. Let's have a look at the tyres and see what everybody is on. And you have a mixture of the mediums and the hards. Top 3 in the mediums, then the 2 V-carbs and the hards. Not going to split the strategy, lads. Then the Mercedes and the kick on the mediums. Yeast on the hards. Axel on the mediums. David and Axel fighting into the wall of championship chicane. And Axel's our first driver of the day with a 3-second time penalty. Predict in the comments how many people will end up with penalties by the end of this race. Will it be, if it's the full 13 out of 13 with a penalty, I will do a giveaway. You can clip that, Lex Hod, and you can post it somewhere. Okay? If every driver gets a penalty for track limits, I will do a giveaway. Oh, so your HBO is like your undergraduate degree. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, back to the action on track as the 2 Williams are leading the way, and they're going to have issues later on in terms of strategy. Same with the kicks. The only team to resplit properly were the Red Bulls. Anyway, moving forward, as a bit of a DRS train is beginning to form here. And Alex just needs to keep with Charlie as best he can. He is within DRS range, but he just doesn't want to make any big mistakes at this point here. Really pummeling through the wall of champions chicane there. As fastest laps beginning to fly in, and we're into the 111s as Charlie has set the fastest lap. And Mattei fending off the forces behind in the Italian stallion Matteo and Mark Anderson. David and just a wee bit behind. He had some trouble getting to his PlayStation this evening, as Andrei Fashchenko is the second driver this evening with a track limit penalty. Lexon's dream is coming true. As our new Italian chief, and he's the third driver to get track limit penalty. Mark Anderson's gone. That brings out the VSC. Mattei gets a 10-second time penalty for a severe collision, apparently. This game has a very funny definition of severe collision. That does not count, Lex, towards the track limit bonanza, okay? That does not count. F3, my special little autists, as Matei dives into the pits, doesn't get a 10-second time penalty for speeding, and he is going to serve that as we're back away under racing straight away, and Matei's gone, he's just had enough. He's just pure rage quit there. Lex, it's the finishing drivers. If all the finishing drivers get a penalty, then I'll do the giveaway, okay? Charlie up to P2. He's overtaken Andre. And the traction control working overtime on this track. It is quite a traction heavy track. So those that race with less assists will be at a bigger advantage in this track compared to others. As Charlie here swinging the car around, trying to keep up with Callum as best he can. Recovering as much battery into the Pringle as possible. Gets a decent entry, but a poor exit. As a result of that, he's going to be dropping behind. Does Andre have a DRS? He does not. Does Alex Theodore, though? Yes, he does. And he is gaining on the Williams. Ahead. David Ando going to make a move here into the wall of champion chicane. Gets the move done pretty safely there. But here comes Matei, whatever his name is, coming right back at David. Is he going to make a move into turn one? He is not. Smartly elects not to. Lex is going to be watching the penalties like a hawk. It's nice having Lex on board every Friday. He's a bit of a troll. He's chaotic neutral. He's self-described chaotic neutral, but he's a good lad. Yeast, the next driver with a 3-second time penalty for track limits. 4 down, 7 to go, Lex. And interestingly enough, Charlie Gordon here really closing onto the back of Callum Morris. Closing down rapidly. And he's got DRS wide open. And just like that, Mr. Gordon up to P1. Ruining our championship leaders party at the top of the grid. His rival, though, is down in P7 at the moment. With penalties, he's probably guaranteed a P5, but that's just no good for him. He needs to get a move on if he wants to mount his championship comeback. With 3 races to go, you can already send the message of a giveaway. No, Lex, if you want to, we need more people to comment on the stream. Oh! Another one. Mateus Fat Ronaldo, the latest driver with a 3-second time penalty. So half the grid, just under half the grid with penalties after 6 laps. I think Matei had one as well. Right. Oh! As Axel Foley is a wobble there. We just caught the tail end of that, no pun intended. And Charlie Gordon still leading the way by a sliver, but I think Callum Morris is going to have a look at him here. And here comes Callum. No, elects to stay behind. Not using any battery, so not really fighting at the moment. And David Ann and Matteo fighting as well for P5 on the track. These two very close to each other, and they seem to be kind of running away from. Alex Theodore is in P3 at the moment. If Alex Theodore gets a penalty, or not penalty, gets a podium, that's a redemption story and a half. As Axel Foley into the pits as well. And Kamil Blazhinski, 10 seconds already off the pace in P10. He needs to pick up his gear, his act. Our goated standings editor. Himself and Jaden do so much, and Calais too. Not to mention not to forget Thom in F7. David now up to P5 on track, and next on his sights is Mr. Andrei Feschenko. Alex Theodore, though, still not within DRS and still needs to get a move on. Callum is closing in again, but he's not got enough track to make a move. As Charlie has a whack there of the wall of champions. A good kiss of it there. What will I give away if it happens? I don't know, like maybe like a €10 PlayStation gift card or something. I don't know. I'll give something away. I'll give something away. But they need, look, listen, they need to all get penalties, Lex. That's the thing. Big late night gambling here in Ero, I suppose. It's not gambling. YouTube don't demonetize us. As now, Callum with another helping a DRS here. And he's not really pulling away too much from Alex. I thought with all the DRS helpings he'd be getting, he'd be pulling away, but he's not really. And I still have a few mugs, actually. I have a few ERO mugs to give away. I might do that soon. Anyway, as we're still motoring along here, David Ann in P5, technically P4 with the penalty of the driver in front of him. And Ronaldinho has a move for the lead. And Charlie is going to concede the P1 to Callum for now. As Matea's another 3 seconds, that brings him up to 6 seconds so far, I think. Axel Foley with another 3 seconds as well. He's just kind of dropped off all the pace altogether. He used to be quite quick, Axel. I think we'll be considering moving him to F4 next season. Anyway, not a whole lot happening on track. As P5 and P6 and P7 all very close to each other. So you've got a quartet of drivers quite close to one another, and then the rest of the field is all kind of in their own little individual battles. As we see them going through the Pringle here, Camel's retired. That brings out the VSC. No safety car, or is it the safety car? I think that is a safety car, to be honest. Unless the lobby is bugged, because I do see a yellow dot on track. And that is Callum Morris, that is Charlie Gordon, that is Alex Theodore, all into the pits. Andrei Feschenko follows closely in pursuit, and David Ann, and Matteo. Ronaldinho as well, Yeast as well, and Mateus. Was Mateus going? Yes. So the whole field electing to pit. Axel Foley is going to come out here just ahead of the pack, and as a result of that, he's going to be able to pass the the safety car, and unlap himself essentially. So, a stroke of fortune for the Greekman. All you have to do now is just finish this race, and you will get points. So Ronaldinho on the mediums now. That's brave. 25 laps on those mediums is quite brave. The same for Yeast and the same for Alex Theodore. I understand why they've pit, because they kind of have to, but it's ugly. Which is kind of why I started on the mediums in F5, but yeah. It's a bit of a sticky one here, because now Callum and Charlie will just pull away from Alex later in the latter half of this race. David as well, he's going to be fine in those hards. I think the medium runners are going to have to pit again now, to be honest with you. We'll probably go into another set of mediums. If they have another set, that is. And we're just going to have to wait for Axel to catch up with the pack. So probably at least one more lap of safety car for this one, as we are about a third of the way through this race. Good evening, Zeman. Thank you very much for your contributions at F5. We are doing a giveaway, folks. If every driver gets a penalty in this race from track limits, we will give away something at the end of tonight. By the end of tonight. There's nothing really happening now out on track. Callum warming those tyres up because no tomorrow, but there might even be another lap under safety car, which will really help these medium runners. I think they're absolutely nuts. Not sure it's going to happen, but anyway. And the safety car is in this lap. We are back underway in racing in F3. And it's all systems go here as Callum gets away quite nicely in there. Whoa! What was that? Or was that just a desync of the lobby? I think it was just desync of the lobby there. That was a bit of a wild one. No, Zeman, there's 9 people left actually, as Axel also disappeared. Less laps, less warnings. It will also have I got pass. As Charlie Gordon is the next driver to drop down into the time penalty brigade, as we see Alex Theodore making a move for P2 on those softer tires to the drivers in front, and this just helps Callum Morris get away here. If Alex is going to win this race, he's going to have to pull away nice and quickly as Axel's left the session. We're down to 9 drivers remaining. We started with 13, as there's a bit of bumping here, and David Ann arriving on the scene as well as DRS is enabled. This all just helps Callum Morris here, as Charlie Gordon back up to P2, as David's been bonked, and his wing mirrors or side pods or something flying off. There's carbon fire everywhere. Mateus, everyone getting more penalties. We still need 4 more drivers to get a penalty, is it? Oh, it's 3 more drivers. No, actually 4 more drivers to get a penalty. And it's just all happening here at the moment. So everyone's close enough to each other. But Callum's already a second ahead. He's nearly broke the DRS. David Ann, who said he wasn't quick enough for a free. Oh, there's another driver to time penalty. And now we're down to 3 souls with 21 laps to go. Oh, I'm going to lose out here. Ronaldinho up to P4, down to P5. Alex is not giving this one up easily. These two battling along here. Notice how there's so much less chaos without Brzezinski in the lobby. Cavill, you're my only hope here to knock through this giveaway. Oh, he's just got a 3-second. Oh my God, that giveaway is coming. It's just David Ann now and Callum Morris. That's all I've got to survive. 2 people left not to get a penalty. 21 laps to go. Callum, just keep it on the track. I don't even care if you win this race. Just be a snail. You go through turn 1 nice and closely away from the white lines. This is the most interesting F3 has been in a while. As we're on the track limit hunt. David Ann without one, Callum Morris without one. These two also on probably. Well, David's now fighting for the race one as well. He's definitely on P2 provisionally, a net P2. Can I check the race director real quick? Let's see how many warnings Callum has. Does Callum have any? David has one track limit warning already. Callum has one track limit warning. Oh, I'm so cooked. Callum has two track limit warnings. Okay, oh god. Oh god, alright. So Callum is very close to another penalty. To a penalty, should I say. Just click on their name. Oh, don't boomer math me, man. Yes, two. And David. Oh, David also has two! Oh, God. And speaking of Callum, Charlie getting past him. Well is right. I'm screwed. I'm cooked. I'm absolutely cooked. I'm going to have to make, to get a way to get out of this giveaway thing. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Anyway, David now. So David's provisionally leading this race. He's a net lead of this race after the penalty. How old am I? Well, I'm old enough to give away a gift card or whatever. I'm too old, Lex. That's my problem. My back is sore because I'm old. Anyway, David, as another track limit penalty just after coming in. And Callum closing down on David Ann, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move just yet. As Mateus into the pits to get rid of his tyres and put on a fresh set of mediums. It's going to be interesting to see how he rides on to the end. I still think even with those, the hard runners will still be more advantageous towards the end of the race. Anyway, David Ann rapidly closing in now for the net race lead and the actual race lead, and he's into P1. Be careful in that wall championship game. Oh, you're studying to become a physio. Oh, excellent. As Ronaldinho gets the fastest lap of the race, and our newest Italian in the Ero gets another time penalty, I think it was. As we have a safety car. Okay, this is good for me. This is good for me for the no penalty brigade. Yes, Lex, if you want to come to Manchester and you can just sort my neck out, my back, my shoulder as well. I couldn't twist my arm yesterday after work without being in pain. Like my left arm, I don't know why. I got shooting pains up in my arm and my spinal cord, so that's not a good sign. Yes, being a dentist is quite taxing on your body, to be honest. There's a lot of bending over and hunching over and stuff. So it's quite a difficult job in some respects. Anyway, does anyone pit now? I'm assuming everyone in the bottom half of the standings will pit, though that might be just conventional wisdom. Anyone on those hards will probably get rid of them now as well. Let's see what our race leader does. Elects not to pit, stays out. Callum stays out. Charlie stays out. Ronaldinho into the pits. Now, where does this send him? Probably sends him all the way to the back of the grid. Not quite all the way to the back. Is he going to come out ahead of the other drivers? He is. So it's not a complete disaster for him. He's at the P6. Yeast, interestingly enough, staying out in those old mediums. And you'd have to assume Mateus will come into the pits as well. Which direction did hurt and when? When I rotated my left arm so that my palm was facing upwards and my thumb was facing the wrong way. So I was doing a 180 degree rotation in a distal direction, I suppose. Yeah, where my arm was twisted, not, if that makes sense. That's all. It was just really hurting from that yesterday. Because like I was doing like a crown preparation on an 89-year-old woman, and she wouldn't let me sit her back, so I had to like basically be upside down doing it. My neck was just so sore afterwards. As Camel says, that was his first DNF of the season. Wow, crazy statistic there. Camel doesn't really DNF all that much, to be honest. To be fair to him, as just David and Callum are without penalties. Everybody else does have a penalty. And they're riding aboard the safety car. There's action under safety car as Andrei Vestchenko. He's into the pits. Does he have damage? Yes, my hand palm was reaching. Was reaching the sky, but not from like a. I don't know how to describe it to you. Like the opposite direction of what you would normally twist it. Oh, it's probably just like some kind of trapped nerve developing or some shit. And also a bit move forwards. No, it wasn't sore from that. No. I'll go to a physio. They'll pull away at me and do whatever they do to fix me. It's fine. It's all good. Meanwhile, back on the race track warnings hunt. Charlie, let's see actually what penalty everybody has. So Charlie with 3, Matteo with 9, Yeast, Ronaldinho and Alex with 3, Andre with 6, and Matea's or Fat Ronaldo with 9. So quite a few with pens, to say the least. But I'm expecting the safety car to be in this lap. And it doesn't actually look like it is. No. Which is just music to the ears of those who just recently pit. Especially Ronaldinho. He's going to be on the mediums now till the end. And you would fancy him to make up quite a few laps because everybody in front of him is going to be on old tyres. Thank you, Lex. I will train my shoulder. My singular shoulder. I also do get like a lot of... I get like a ganglion cyst in my right wrist a lot, which is quite painful. Like twice a year, maybe. So Ronaldinho is going to really be on a charge here. He's going to try and get P3 this race, I think. I think that's his objective here. Damage control. And then just kind of hope Callum Morris just DNFs in the last race or something. Next week is the Mystery GP, which we always know leads to a bit of absolute carnage. Yes, obviously I'll train both shoulders. Mystery track always leads to carnage because nobody knows where we're racing. Until an hour beforehand. The donators know an hour beforehand, and the rest of the peasants in Ero know in the lobby. Unless you've got an inside man, and if you do have an inside man and we find out who they are, they get clipped because rats don't survive as the safety car is in this lap. And David and Callum will get us underway. David's already weaving to warm up those tyres. And now it's just a question of when does Mr. Ann go? That is the question. And he's not gone yet. He's gone now, though. Has he caught anyone sleeping? He hasn't caught Callum Morris sleeping. He's gaining here on the main straight into turn 2. As DB fan Harry is a bit confused to what Lex is talking about with myself, I think. But anyway, we're back underway in racing. Yet again, a reminder, if everybody gets a penalty in this race, we will be doing a giveaway this evening. just to keep things interesting in the Ero. We don't like you to be all bored. Further down the field, is there anything really happening? As there's more penalties coming in now, they do not contribute though to the giveaway. Oh, I sounded like a robot. Oh wow. Cool. Not intentional. As Ronaldinho already making use of those fresher, softer tyres against the rest of the field. He's up to P4. DRS is finally enabled. Just have a look at those penalties again. I can't find them. So the question is here is, can Camel get past Charlie quickly enough? As Alex just keeps wanting penalties. And from that, can he even try and sneak a P2 here? That's the question here. That is the ultimate question at the moment here in this race. The main thing, as David Ann is still leading the way narrowly enough, I think Callum will get past him on the next DRS straight. I just realised I was muted this whole bloody time. Here's me saying Ronaldinho needs to stay on the track and not get any more penalties if he wants to have a chance of getting a P2 here. Or even a P1 potentially. Because he is right on the back, as Mateo's about another 3 seconds. He's right on the back of the two leaders who do not have a penalty yet at this point. He's rapidly closed in on David Ann in the kick, who is also on the back of Callum. Callum, after overtaking David there with the aid of DRS. Oh, it's almost contact there, and oh, as Ronaldinho does go off the track. No penalty though for David. So a bit of an ill-advised move there, and everyone is overtaking Camel. Does he have damage to his wing? It doesn't look like it. He doesn't have visible damage. There's more chaos now occurring. From a hero to zero in just the space of about 3 corners there. What's after happening there to Camel? What's happened there? He's literally just after losing his front left end plate. Meanwhile, back up the front, after the Ronaldinho collapse, Charlie Gordon is up to P1. And he has a bit of a wobble there as well at the exit of that corner. I think it's turn 4. David Ann is down to P4. Mateo's got another 3 second. Yeast has got another 3 second. What's happening here is we're into lap 24 of 35. Everyone just loves penalties around this track. It's round and around we go here. Callum closing in with DRS, and he is pushing just a little bit, or he was there at least. Almost makes contact with the back of Charlie's car there, and Charlie gets a penalty. Now, was that because of Callum's push or contact? Is that a reportable offence? David Ann right on the back of this new Italian stallion in Ero, Mateo. Camel all the way back into P9. That's so disappointing for him. Alex with another 3 seconds. This is just ridiculous. 15 seconds for Mateo. 12 for Alex. 12 for Ronaldinho. Absolute penalty magnets. And there's a lot of bumping and contact going on here as well at the moment. So he's comfortably riding in P5, and I think he's going to be close to that P5 mark, actually. Maybe he'll do a little bit better, will he? After penalties, yeah. Oh, well, hold on a second. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon as Ronaldinho. I just feel so sorry for Camel here. He was on for potentially the win, or at least definitely a podium anyway, and now he's just oh pain, absolute pain. Well, everyone's got a penalty. Which means we will be doing a giveaway. Wow, that is just pain, man. Am I commentating F2 tomorrow? Not anymore, Lex. No, I'm not going to commentate after that. That was a bit depressing there. Well, it's official. There will be a giveaway for everyone who comments on this stream. Mark Anderson's straight away in there with the comments. I am not giving Misha one of these. I am definitely not giving him a giveaway. He moans way too much on F7. One comment, one entry. No, just one comment, that's it. Oh my days. Everyone in F3 has gotten a penalty because you're all shit at this game. All you had to do was keep it on the track. Meanwhile, David Ann riding in P4. Washed here is right, Alex. I've never seen so many people commentating on the stream. Commenting on the stream, should I say. Anyway, so race lead is definitely up for grabs at this point. A race win, should we say. Charlie or Callum could easily win this race, and let's just double check the penalties. Well, it's Callum's to lose at this point, but yeah, Lex is making his argument for why he should get the win the giveaway. I'm absolutely disgusted. I can't believe everyone in this tier got a penalty. As we are entering into lap 29 of 35 and another 3 seconds for Mr. Andrei Feschenko. He just decided he wanted a bit more. As Mateus and Alex fighting now. Alex also at 3 seconds. This is the penalty tier. Sparrow Maltby is commentating F4, but also sticking their nose at it to try and get something. Absolute scenes here. Lex Hodge, you are not the Green Goblin, so chill. Alex and Mateus now fighting yet again on track for P5. without penalties. This is ridiculous, this whole penalty business. Only 7 seconds separating the top the grid. The funny thing is that even with all these penalties, Ronaldinho is going to be on for P5? Maybe even P4? So, like, this is ridiculous, all these penalties. But anyway, look, we'll keep going on. Mateo gets another 3 seconds. Just a handful of laps now to go as David and Mateo fighting. David needs to get past him quickly if he's any chance of winning this race. Mateo's and Alex fighting now again into turn 2. Everyone on it here. Loads of comments. Oh, as we see an Alpine go wide there, and that is Fat Ronaldo. He almost ends up in the wall as Ronaldinho and Yeast getting past him on the track. So yeah, I think at this point, I think Ronaldinho is up for like P3 even nearly. No, he's not. P4. Andre up to P5 though, provisionally on the track. Look at this, 18, 15 and 15 seconds in penalties. This is appalling. And for the race lead, Charlie Gordon is there, overtaking on the back straight into the wall. Championship chicane they go, nobody dies. And he's got a double helping of DRS now. Alex and Andre fighting yet again as well for P5 or whatever this is. End the stream quick after the race. Yes, Lex, I won't be... Woj has commented as well. Hello, Woj Tino. I will not... Obviously, the entries close by the end of the race. Or at the end of the race. I'm not going to like leave the stream on for like 10 hours afterwards, am I? It's 10 hours of comments for me to sit through. As Woj is backing Charlie Gordon to win this race, even with the 3 second extra he has, as Ronaldinho and Yeast are fighting on the track. Camel on the recovery here. He's a bit of work to do though if he wants to get into the podium positions. Already basically guaranteed P4 at this point, I think. No, 35 seconds I think it is. I think it's 35. I actually got disqualified the first time I ever raced on this track in like F1 22. There were 35 seconds of penalties. Anyway, Andre and Alex fighting yet again, going side by side. what do we have to see here? No words, boys. No words. As Alex and Andre, after killing each other, VSC deployed. David has the lead of the race somehow. Yeast with 16 seconds of penalties. I think that was 10 of that was from we said at the start of this stream, all Alex Theodore has to do is just stay out of trouble and he would have gotten a good result here. And what does he do? He decides to punt somebody off of the Wall of Champions. Yes, Matei, this race was funny, to say the least. Just pure brains. Pure Alex Theodore. Alex, I love him. He is a lovable rogue. He is. He's an anti-hero. As I wonder what's going on. I don't even want to know what's going on F4. Baston Breeze is not too happy with David leading the way in F3. This will be back-to-back wins for David. Is that an actual safety car? It is the safety car. Wow, okay. You can see the fantastic admin team that we have here in Ero is not too pleased with David Allen at the moment. And 7 remaining out of the original 13 that started, so we have nearly lost half the grid. In what has been an absolutely stupid race. As Camel says, F3 tops forever. We're probably going to have one lap of racing here. And this benefits Ronaldinho the most, I think. Has he still got a damaged wing? He does not. Okay, so that means he also got fresh tires. Oh, he's got softs. Well, he needs to get a little bit of a move on now if he wants to just make sure he's up with the pack. So, Mateus, Ronaldinho and Yeast all on the softs. Yeast is probably not going to catch the pack up though before they go racing again. Mateus is at 5 stops. This race is not bad. Only 5. As we are away under racing with just 2 laps to go. And it's all to play for here. I think the top 3 though is going to be David, Callum and Camille, which is the definition of damage control for our Polish Red Bull driver. But it's not done and dusted yet. There's potentially another twist or turn in this race. Yes, it was a great strategy from Yeast, except it hasn't completely worked out for him, has it? Anyway, as Mateus and Charlie going side by side. How is Charlie Gordon down to P5? What happened there? We missed something there. And speaking of that, Campbell's past Charlie, avoids going to the back of Mateus. I don't think really anyone's playing for any position here at this point. The only person actually racing, well, there's nobody racing, the top 2, that's it. As we're about to head into the World Champions for the second last time. As Callum gets a great exit there, and he's going to be challenging David into turn 1. Into the final lap, DRS is enabled. Everyone's going to get one shot of one more set of overtakes. Mateus almost goes back into the back of Callum. Matteo almost colliding with the Alpine as well. It's all heating up now. Ronaldinho's a bit of a collision there, and he's around! Oh my god. It was going so well for Camel. It was the recovery drive of the century, and now it's just all gone Pete Tong yet again. He's got no front wing. And he's surely going to finish at P6 or P7. What a disaster for him. Further back up the field, everyone is just charging that battery up for one last assault. Callum or David, who's going to get the win here in Canada for round 10 of F3? It's going to look like it's David for the win. But here comes Callum. He's going to unload the whole battery here. David's going to do the same. With the aid of DRS, is he going to be able to do it? No, not now. Is he going to get a better exit? David gets another penalty though in the last corner. And that's going to do it. Callum is going to steal the win here. Wow. Heartbreaking for David and Callum Morris stealing the win here at the death. And that's exactly what a champion will do. Yeast retires, though he'll get points. Wow. That's heartbreaking for David there. See you next week. Thanks. David Ann wants it in the giveaway. Well, I'm going to get the race director here just in case Callum Morris has a penalty he wants to remove. But heartbreaking stuff from Mr. Ann. So before any stewarding, all these penalties, Callum Morris, David Ann and Charlie Gordon are on your podium. Then Ronaldinho in P4. How does he still get P4? Anyway, Mateus in P5, Matteo in P6, and that is everyone who finished. Yeast technically finished, or would technically get points due to completing over whatever the amount is in the rulebook. Andrei Feschenko, Alex Theodore, Axel Foley, Kamil Brzezinski, Matteo, and Mark Anderson all did not finish. You're a race director for anyone who needs it. Oh my god, are we even going to get to the end of this? Thank God there wasn't 20 drivers on the grid this evening. Absolute madness. Anyway, F2 is live tomorrow night. I'll probably be commentating that. I might do another giveaway tomorrow night. Who the hell is Yex? Anyway, have a lovely Friday evening. If we don't see you, have a great weekend. Good night.